Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV. It is deep dive time. Don't worry, I've got Josh Williams with me. On this week's Plus show, we discussed the entire change to Premier League football, backed up with stats, of course, and we discussed pretty much every single problem we think that might exist with Liverpool Football Club at the moment. Here's a clip from that show right now. Enjoy. Let's talk about the forwards too before we do talk a little bit more about the manager and stuff. Obviously, I think everybody knows there's been issues around Mo Salah. Maybe one of our better players this season, but a player that does frustrate me, I found out in the last few weeks, probably more than most, considering how good he's been.
Yeah, he's weird, isn't he?
He really frustrates me as a fan. Watching him, I don't enjoy it very often because I feel like I know what he's going to do, and when he doesn't score, I get really angry, and yet he scores a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm the bad fan here rather than he's the bad player.
Yeah.
Because
No,
is he our top scorer?
Probably.
He's got to be fucking close. He's got to be close.
Yeah, let's have a look. Premier League or all comps?
All comps maybe, but either way.
In the Premier League, yeah, he's joined top with 3, but Salah has a pen and Gakpo doesn't. And all comps, let's have a look. Gakpo is on. Oh no, TK.
Oh, TK. All comps.
6.
Okay.
Gakpo 4 with Mo. But again, Mo's on 3 non-penalty. But Gakpo also got 3 assists. So you got TK, Salah, and Gakpo all on 7 goals and assists. Salah's had 1 pen.
That's mental for a front 3 that I don't think's particularly gelled.
No.
The numbers suggest you're wrong, Christopher. All of them are doing pretty damn well.
I agree with you though. He's a frustrating player. Yeah, I've never taken to him, I'm honest. I've always thought he's really weird, but I've always challenged my perspective on him because he's always at the output. So sometimes you get players like that in the data. This is what the data was originally really good at doing. It was good at overlooking the players that look ungainly or the players that, apparently failed at Chelsea 4 years ago or something like that. And you just focus purely on the signal, and the signal is the product. And Gakpo's product has always been, especially on the slot, pretty good. But you watch him and he gets bullied, even though he's 6'4", and he's a bit nice, and he completely ignores his fullback unless it's an absolute last resort, and he does things on repeat. But you could argue, from a coaching perspective, that the repetitive stuff is not a bad thing. You want to know what you're getting almost. You want the crosses to the back post. You want the shots.
And the fact they look the same.
Yeah,
is a good thing.
And he can't strike a ball. So there's a lot in there with Gakpo, but
he's definitely not the problem this season.
That's the danger in it. Yeah, because there's so much going wrong, you can just pick out anyone and go, and you as well. When in reality, Gakpo's all right.
Yeah, Gakpo's really funny.
So yeah, I don't want to be another one who just throwing him on the fire as well. Just
Yeah, no.
I don't want you either.
Yeah, well, talking of players that might be joining the fire, Mo Salah. Again, I go back to it, and this is probably me being a bad fan again. I was almost angry at how good his finish was the other day. It's like, where's that fucking bin, Mo?
Yeah.
What are you doing, lads?
Do you remember when Man United came to Anfield last season and they played really well? And it was 2-2. I think they nearly won it in the end with Harry Maguire. And after the game, they interviewed me with him, and he was fuming. And they were like, why aren't you happy, mate? And he basically went, because these could play like this the whole time. Why are they only doing it now? And it's similar with that Salah finish, to be fair. Where has that been?
For a start, the touch with his left is unbelievable. The fact that he can hit the ball with his right foot, just...
Top bin as well, yeah.
You're taking the piss, lad. You're taking the piss out of us all season when you've got that in your locker.
I know. That would ordinarily be Mo on autopilot, where he's just got that in his locker, and as soon as he calls upon his body to deliver that goal, that was what we were seeing last season. But it feels like this season, when he's been expecting those outcomes. They just haven't been coming, and he's been hitting supporters in the stadium. He's been hitting supporters in the stands with his shots.
He's been hitting them in the road.
Yeah, in the road, yeah, Rose Ed and stuff. You'd hope that that's a sign of things to come. You know, it was a good finish, but it's just another problem.
It's just another stick to beat him with right now, scoring a goal. And then finally, I think, you know, Liverpool have issues, don't they, with the Isaac and Ekatike, and are we going to be able to play them in the same game and all that type of stuff, which we had a little look at against Frankfurt. But again, it comes back to that point that you made right at the start, which is the squad doesn't feel complete.
No, feels unfinished. And I'm not sure the direction we go in. I mean, is that Isaac there?
Yeah.
I said this a few weeks ago, but if you think of where Wirtz wants to be, it's probably about there. If you think of where Isaac wants to be, I would say there. And if you think of where Ekatike wants to be, I would say on top of him.
And Gakpo.
And how much is that? So that's about 200.
It's about 300
about 300 million on those three players.
Who wants to be there too?
Yeah. But you I don't know. You already had Gakpo and it worked. You already had Salah. But if you spend 300 million on that, what was the plan? What was the plan for how to maximise them all?
Yeah,
really weird.
Do you know what? To sort of add on to that, that's kind of more where he's been playing, and I can't help.
Which I find annoying, personally, because he's on the right.
Well,
he wants the left.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, I got a second level of annoyance because if you are going to play him there, you'd add a perfect backup in Harvey Elliott.
Yeah.
For that exact position, but someone who actually wants to be there.
Yeah.
Like, Harvey never wanted to be there.
No, never.
But
never.
What a perfect backup Harvey might have been for this version of Florian Wirtz. And so I just had that thought the other night, and I was like, oh, that's annoyed me.
By the way, as well, might as well just emphasise it even more. Where's Kerkers? Where is he on the bench? Yeah, there he is there. Kerkers, in an ordinary world, when you're looking at him and you're seeing the best out of him, Kerkers is there or there. So you've bought a lot of players there for that side. Really expensive. But you can't see the best face of all of them at once, because Kerkers is going to have to be there and Wirtz is going to have to be over there, and one of them is going to have to be on the bench. So really cool. If I was to stem this, you know, where's all of this disaster stem from? In a mad sort of way, considering the individuals we bought. For me, it's the summer. You've killed yourself with the summer. Mad. Because I don't think we bought a bad player. We bought players that are still at really attractive propositions for other clubs, but buy them all at once and give them to the manager who already had something good, and you've kind of ripped everything up a little bit, and it's gone downhill. To use one of your recipe sort of analogies, sometimes you can just add too many ingredients. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to stop. Yeah. I described Frimpong in the summer as Induja. You know what that is? Yeah, Induja sausage. Yeah. Well, it's an exotic ingredient. It's quite a acquired taste, if you want. And Liverpool have bought a few players with acquired taste and thrown them all in the same recipe, and it doesn't taste nice. And the coach is struggling to make anything taste nice. I can't help looking at the ingredients. Then you can blame the coach if you want. Maybe it's been his idea to buy some of this stuff, but I think the solution is fixing the players you've got, and you need another window for that. So I think we're going to continue, like, you know, in this flaky state where we're flipping coins every week. I think it's going to be at least until January. And I don't even know if we'll do it in January. No, yeah, and it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, interestingly, you think about the Mark Gahey sort of links, and Bayern Munich are talking to him now, apparently. They'll be able to talk to him legally on the 1st of January. We won't. So, there you go. So, us and Man City are already behind in that race. Real Madrid, Barcelona are cited with an interest. Bayern Munich are cited with an interest. They can all speak to him on the 1st of January. If Liverpool want to get in that conversation, they're going to have to stump up cash to buy him in January. Because the others can agree a free for the end of the season. Liverpool won't be able to do that. So maybe
the option there is someone like an Upamecano who's up for free from Bayern, who you would be able to speak to. But again, that pushes it further down the line. Not something that's going to be solved in January necessarily. And through all of that, I've somehow forgotten to mention Federico Chiesa, Josh, because a little word on him. There's a lad who I think deserves to probably be in and around this side, and yet for whatever reason isn't being utilised in probably the way most fans would like, if not necessarily the manager.
Yeah, I would be really curious to see Chiesa combined with Kerkez on the left-hand side, personally. I think one of the issues you've got with Chiesa is he can't play 3 games a week. So, sorry, he can't play every 3 days. So it feels like any future-proofing that you're trying to do that involves Chiesa and even Gomez. You know, there's every chance it's just the deck of cards is just going to fall because you can't play them all the time. They can't constantly be involved. But yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to see Kerkez being allowed to go forward and combine with Chiesa on that side. Maybe you get the old Kerkez back. I think Chiesa would look really good on that side anyway. I've always said that. But at right back, that would probably have to be Gomez, really, unless Bradley was comfortable doing bits of that.
We did speak about Gomez before.
I
actually don't mind that as a plan if it was just another centre-half other than Joe Gomez, because I do think he become then. If that works, you then become reliant on something you can't rely on.
Exactly, yeah. If that works really well, you can't do that every 3 days.
No.
And we're doing games every 3 days now until like February or something.
That was a clip from the deep dive. To check out the whole show, head to redmenplus.com or click the link in the description.